Welcome back to Raised by Wolves. Last episode just continuously shocked me over and over and over again. It was ridiculous. So I imagine this episode is probably going to be a little bit slower, you know, give us a little bit of a breather, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get surprised. The bones of what was there before. Please tell me we're not going to see a lot of the Paul trypophobia bullshit. Oh, it's worse when it's gooey. Oh, I don't like that. I hate you. I hate you.
But hasn't Saul already granted you all the power we need?
The less talking you do, the better, Decima.
Just a robot keeping you from the light. That's all she was.
You keep telling yourself that.
You could be cursing us by wearing it.
Literally every character that has spoken in the past minute just seems ridiculously stupid to me.
And it has power. I can feel it sometimes.
That, actually, the way she said that makes me think maybe it is a little important.
It's not real, Marcus.
Oh, he's just like, well, I lost my eyes. I need all the help I can get.
It's another one of those
Oh, no. What the fuck, man? Are we going to get an answer as to what the temple is this time? Because y'all just completely abandoned that shit in the first season. Father, are you okay? Please tell me you're not, like, mind-controlled or some shit. Oh. Well, that's ominous. It's kind of cool, though. Oh.
It would appear your call is part of your build.
So can you take it off? Or can you, like, never see her face?
How about a joke to break the ice?
Yes, actually, yes. If anything, that has to have, like, a positive influence on this android, right?
Everywhere he goes, he sucks up all the energy in the room.
Well, was that enjoyment? Or, I don't know how to feel about this. Is this another Snake situation where I'm like, actually, you're cool? Because she doesn't seem like she's attacking or anything. Kind of freaking me out, though. I'm sensing a potential, like, romantic interest between Father and Miss Solar Power over there. Ooh, she's like, my husband's cheating on me.
Necromancer? Generic service model?
Oh, fuck
You're my
off.
kidnappers. Get away, if you can, and come join us.
Now, if it were me, not gonna lie, I'd probably be like, alright, fine.
She's more apt to listen to you.
Have fun with your new family.
I made no attempt to harm your animal mother.
Oh, why is everyone being so rude?
That you've
What I do in my off hours is none of your concern.
Ooh.
flagrantly risking. Who are you?
Damn, well, this is a very human conversation.
On a mission to restart humanity. Or some rogue android who fights and tinkers. Can't be both.
Says who?
I fear we're becoming too human to be the parents that our children deserve.
I kind of agree.
Just bring someone along with you who isn't perpetually distracted. It might be dangerous.
Shit.
How are you doing?
I'm sure she's freaking out.
They all ran off when Mother shut down the trust.
Damn.
You don't think Saul's gonna save him?
I would have said no, but I've seen too much on this show to make me 100%. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't know what to think.
Nobody either.
Fingers crossed this android is friendly. Shit.
Oh.
I really like the patterns on the suit. Cool way to differentiate this android from Mother and Father.
Yeah, skin.
I don't blame Hunter. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go. I don't. Whoa. That's kind of creepy, but at the same time, that's really cool. Like, just imagine, you know, instant ultrasound. Are we back in the torture room?
Did you
How
know
fun.
about the trust?
Now,
Ow.
tell me what the antidote is.
This is giving me very, like, Sith interrogation tactics.
His name, it was...
Don't remember your brother's name?
I mean, Christopher. My father's name was...
Your
I
dad?
thought you said they were your brothers.
No.
Does he have, like, a chip in his head or something?
It's easy to become confused when you've been reprogrammed.
I'm not a
What?
fucking android.
Of course not. Humans can be reprogrammed just as easily, if not more so.
It's actually true.
Simple redirection, conditioning that the person you used to be was not even up to the task of protecting it. You might never know who you were,
Damn.
as old programs are often overwritten.
Holy shit. Fucking brutal. So he doesn't have a chip in his head. He was just
They're
like
your eyes, Cleaver.
essentially, you know, mentally tortured into becoming an entirely different person. That's really fucked up. Gonna give prayer a shot. You know, what harm could it do? Although I suppose when it comes to Saul, it actually might do some harm. Maybe don't.
He's innocent.
Oh.
It's not fair. He didn't deserve this.
It's not entirely innocent though. He did shoot
He
you.
loves you. Please make him better, and I will do anything.
No, don't say that.
Anything you want. Just
No.
I want Marcus to do with as I please.
Agreed.
Yeah, sure, why not? I don't trust you, but alright. Goodbye. Ooh, so this one's broken open. What's inside? Of course, it's another fucking pit.
We have our prophet to protect us from the darkness.
You are so dumb. Whatever. Totally safe. So who wants to volunteer? Certainly not me.
There's some kind of trial that must be passed. What are you waiting for?
I hate Decima, but for her to just be like, come on, bitch, Mr. Prophet, let's see what you got. I know for sure if anyone actually tried to, like, go sit in that, they would have so much trouble. The thing would rock and sway. They'd be like, just trying to get into the chair. I said it was a trial, so is it going to be like a whole Indiana Jones trap gauntlet? Is it going to be like a person that he has to talk to? A riddle he has to solve? Whoa, you must have been having an intense nightmare. Jesus Christ. What is that on the glass?
Hallsvere.
Ew. Oh, it's those leech things?
You
Oh, it's a fat little thing. Ugh. Okay, what's going on? Is this like a bad dream, or is there some actual, like, Saul fuckery going on? Oh, okay, that actually freaked me out so bad. I hate that. Oh my god. Like, just imagining that happening to me. Oh my, This is giving me full-on, like, Prometheus alien vibes. Good on them for giving me, like, some solid, like, horror-ish stuff, but this can't be real. There's no way this can be real. Like I said, though, they're leeches. All they would do is, like, draw blood and toxins out. It's not that wouldn't be a bad thing, right? Girl, you are hallucinating. You need to get some sleep.
I think I need a psych evaluation.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Oh, wait a minute. Was that like a vision from Saul or some shit?
No.
I don't see how that's helpful, but...
Okay, I saw insane shit every fucking day, and I never hallucinated, not once.
I really think that was like a message from Saul. Don't like that.
You were describing aquatic leech variant 6, thought to have medicinal applications.
Medicinal applications,
These leaves you will have to collect it yourself, Doctor.
Damn, the AI is so passive-aggressive. Well, then I guess you're gonna have to go get that yourself.
No, you stay here.
Yeah, provide backup. You're really good with that thing. Like, get a rock ready. Alright, start peeling them off. Move quick. Don't hesitate. Oh no.
Careful.
Oh no. Ooh. Just chill there, Oh shit. Nice. He is really good with that, like, he was inches from hitting her in the head too, and managed to hit it dead on. Not gonna lie, it would have been kind of funny if he accidentally knocked her out right there. Was that a snake skeleton, or was that just like a really weird... Oh no, that is a snake skeleton. I don't mean to be rude, but y'all look dumb as fuck right now. Oh, what is that? We're gonna have another mysterious stranger like we did in the first season? Oh shit. Oh damn, what the fuck just happened? Who is this? Oh shit! Oh. Fuck them all up. Fuck every single one of them up. Yes! Oh my god. Okay, maybe this is fucked up and horrible, but I don't care. Fuck these people. After what they did to her, she kind of earned a right to revenge. Holy shit. Damn, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this. Oh, right in the other eye. Yeah, you're all dead. You're all dead. She has gone full Terminator mode.
Go to the light.
Oh, it's so creepy too with that, like, broken voice of hers. Oh, you can try and run, Decima. I think this is it for you, and thank the Lord. Holly, I'm very upset with you right now. I don't necessarily want you to die. Decima, please, go ahead and die. Oh! The fact that she can do all this, by the way, I know it was a surprise attack, but still, that just tells me she could have done this rather than get her face cut off. But, you know, she loved her mom, didn't think she was actually going to do it. Oh, this music is freaking me out. Pretty thoroughly, you know, intact for a dead body. It's dead, just grab whatever you gotta grab. Oh my god, okay, it's not dead. Oh, what the fuck's going on? The tooth is important? What the hell? What is happening? What? What? I do not understand. Marcus, very much time to go now. Oh, whoa. Why did it, like, immediately mutate into one of those things? What is happening? You know, I'm sure they meant for this to be a tense moment, but I'm like, I don't care if you don't make it. Can't wait to see what you find at the top. Oh, that music choice right there. Oh, if you get away, I will be so pissed. Please tell me Vrill's on this fucking thing. Please tell me she's in here with her. Yes! Yes! Oh, mummy, it is time to die.
You know, that makes me so happy.
Decima, let's not try and bullshit her.
Means.
I just want to be understood.
Holding the dead mutated rat's not a great start to being understood, but...
Okay.
No.
Help you understand what it's like.
Oh my god, no. Okay, that might be a little too much.
To be me.
Oh, that is so fucked, dude. She earned it. She totally earned it. I still think androids do feel pain. Like, they're able to not scream and freak out the way humans do, but I think they can feel the pain, so...
As soon as Campion is ready, he'll take over for us.
That was earned, I think. Holy shit. Oh my god. Good. Don't feel bad for any of you. Don't feel bad for a single one of you. Aww. I want to just be pissy with her, but, like, she is just a kid. I know they're technically, like, mentally older than kids, but still, that was super, super traumatic. I can understand her being very upset. Holy shit, that worked.
Hey, you got sick.
This would be a great time for you to
make me better.
forgive her, Paul.
Antibiotics.
She saved your fucking life. Holly, you need to get yourself a better family. Oh.
They got
Martyring him would be a mistake.
Dogs don't become martyrs.
You're the dog! Traitor!
Okay, yeah, Holly, stop. But,
You made me a promise, Miss
You
Model.
will get what is
Father
promised.
makes kind of a point. I think he would be
Not
turned
when a child
into
is
more of a
present.
martyr like this. That is kind of rude, though. He did basically break his promise to him. Like, yeah, you can do whatever you want with him when we find him. And then as soon as they find him, he's like, yeah, no, you can't do that.
Mother again?
No.
Don't say so.
I prayed.
No. I don't want Paul to like her
you serious?
just because she prayed.
Or are you just saying that because I almost died? What's the difference between a god and an alien?
Okay, you actually make a fair point with that.
Well, one's fantasy and the other is an unknown.
Also make a fair point with that.
Well, did you have to prove yourself?
Also
What do you
make a
mean?
fair point with that.
In the scriptures, so. You'll see.
It's a beautiful shot right there. That is gorgeous. You know, I was really hoping Paul would be a little more flexible with his beliefs after almost getting turned into a snake, but I guess that was wishful thinking. What the fuck was that? No. He cannot be talking to her here. She said in the tropical zone there was too much interference. No. Rosie? Who the fuck is that?
I'll do whatever you want.
No, please.
Just keep him safe.
No. Don't throw it all away for Paul. Please. No. So the show is really, really not letting up at all. I started the episode making the comment saying, this is probably going to be a little bit slower just because the last episode was insane with just so much stuff happening. And this one followed suit. It was just as crazy, if not more so. I think a little more so. I will say that some of the reveals were just a little less satisfying than last week's. Like seeing Mother get her eyes back and then go full necromancer on the collective. That was a shock, and it felt very earned, like you've been waiting for something like that to happen for a little bit. But there were a couple surprises here that were just confusing, so as shocking and, interesting as it was, it didn't have the same kind of impact, I don't think. Specifically, the, native of the planet, I guess, that was down at the bottom of the pit. Because that was one of those things where I'm like, well, we all did wonder what was inside the temples, so in that regard, this feels like an earned, bit of an info dump. But at the same time, it's absolutely not an info dump. Like, all that really did was provide 20 more questions and no answers, and that was my biggest complaint about the first season, was that it was just so hell-bent on confusing the audience that it ultimately didn't answer really anything. It just confused and made us question stuff. Last week I felt like had a decent-ish balance between the two, but at the same time was still a little more question-heavy. This one felt way more question-heavy, and I am a little worried. I'm like, please don't fall down the same rabbit hole that the last season did. Because the last season, it was, the first half, I was like, I feel like I'm getting enough answers, enough questions, but, not enough answers, I shouldn't say, because, they really stretch those out, make you want them. But then the second half of that season was just question, and like one answer in the finale, so I didn't really like that. And we're still a little ways off from the finale, so there's plenty of time to get some answers, but this episode was certainly just like question. The one answer we got was, what is inside the temples? And apparently it's a pit that leads down to, I don't know, a little room that has a person in it. Do they all have a rapidly evolving native in those temples? Like, what the fuck? And what the hell was going on with the tooth? When Decima said, oh, they made like tons of replicas of that shit, it's not real, I thought, okay, it's not important. But then Holly said, no, I can feel its power sometimes. And I'm like, okay, maybe it is. And clearly it was, but for what? I don't know. It didn't bring the thing back to life, because it, clearly was alive already, but it did kind of snap him back to his senses, it seemed, and then very rapidly devolved him into the animals that we saw in the first season. Again, if that scene was accompanied with a brief answer as to why does he devolve so suddenly? Why does the tooth do anything for him? Who are these natives? Like, what is their deal? Why is he sitting down here? If I had gotten an answer to any one of those things, I wouldn't have had as much of an issue as I did. But as of right now, the whole thing is once again just like I don't fucking know, man. Like, that was weird. It was cool, but it was just weird. I don't know. What did feel very earned, though, was Vril's utter brutal revenge on the Mithraic. I did not expect to see her come back so soon. I did not expect her to just immediately go full Terminator, get revenge on every single one of them. And they left it on a pretty good cliffhanger, because you're like, well, where the fuck did she go? She got to her mom and a bunch of the Mithraic. I mean, all of them except for Holly and Marcus. But where is she now? I am very curious to see how her storyline continues with Campion. Like, despite the, lack of a face, beyond that, she is like a cold-blooded murderer at this point. One that I support. I am not, harping on her for her actions. I fucking would have done that shit too. But yeah, like, is she ever going to get her face back, reconstructed? Is she going to get put into a new body? Because that one is clearly not doing so great. How did dying and then murdering her mother affect her psyche? I imagine it couldn't have been great. There's so many different ways they could continue with that story, and I'm very excited. I sincerely hope they don't end it there. Like, could that be an ending? Her getting her revenge and then just disappearing off into the wilderness? it. I'm sure, but why waste an opportunity like that? Like, there is so much juice that you could squeeze out between her and Campion, with that being, you know, a big factor in the relationship. Like, that'd be so good. Tempest seemed to get a little bit more of a focus in this episode. She wasn't in it a whole lot, but they are definitely emphasizing the fact that this baby is, you know, very rapidly approaching, especially with that really cool scene where the new android just did like a quick little ultrasound for her. That also kind of implied to me that as creepy as this new android is, just standing there and not, you know, speaking in a way that we understand, I feel like she's not a threat. Like, she saw this, you know, teenage girl who's pregnant, and she didn't try to do anything. She didn't try to touch her. She didn't try to attack her. She just immediately showed her, you know, what was growing inside her, which in a way, like, that's really creepy, but at the same time, almost a little beautiful. Like, it was actually a really interesting exchange that makes me, just like the snake, completely reconsider how I feel about it. Torture scene was very interesting. That was quite a highlight, I think. Not only to see Mother in just such a different way than you normally see her. I mean, I say that, but you saw her go like full psycho mode in the first episode. But at that point, it almost seemed like, but every moment she's kind of like gone apeshit up to this point, there's almost this sense of her losing control. Like, she certainly doesn't. I think she's almost always in control. But there is like this sense of like chaotic nature to it all. Here, she was just so in charge, you know, using her abilities just enough to inflict damage and a lot of pain, but not enough to kill him or cause any serious problems. And just the way she talked to him, like when she turned around and she's like, "That's right, you're not an android." I was like, oh my lord, this is...
Of course not.
Awesome, honestly. And then there's everything going on with Sue, which just upsets me quite a bit. Like, it was very interesting. I think it was really cool. But I did not want Sue to be the next person to get used by, you know, this Saul alien, whatever the fuck it is. Am I glad Paul's not dead? Yeah, I guess. Again, I don't want anything to happen, you know, that's that horrible to a child. But it's so frustrating that he gets brought back, no residual, like, after effects. He's just a normal kid again. And it seems like he's only really receptive to what his mom is telling him when she's like, "No, yeah, I prayed for you." Like, just saving him all on her own wasn't enough. And that just drives me insane, dude. Like, I realize he was being a little bit nicer to her even before that, but still, there was still a lot of that snottiness that he has simply because she's an atheist, and I can't stand it. But I'm also so confused with how Sue was able to hear that voice at the end. Like, they very clearly were like, "No, yeah, you can't hear this voice. The transmission cannot penetrate the electromagnetic, you know, field on this region of the planet." And they seemed to have, you know, continued on with all that, but then here in this episode, she can hear it. So I have no idea. I don't know. This was a doozy of an episode, but I liked it quite a bit. On to the technicals. Writing in this episode. Character motivations all seemed very strong. Decima being an absolute coward and leaving Holly only to get killed, you know, the way she killed Vril, that was just so good. Sue doing literally anything in order to save Paul, I 100% believe. Even if I hate that she is now, you know, a servant to Saul, I do 100% believe she would have done everything she did to save Paul. And of course, Vril getting her revenge, like, why wouldn't you? I think the only person's actions in this episode that I don't think is out of character, but I'm just like, I don't understand it 100% yet, is Father, just because I'm a little on the fence as to whether he feels some kind of romantic tension towards this new android, or if it's more of like a father to his child. I got the hint that it was a little romantic, actually, so we'll see what happens there. I think it's great, you know, karmic justice, dramatic irony that Decima is killed the exact same way that she killed Vril. One might argue that it actually might have a little more impact if they were to stretch out, you know, the distance between her killing Vril and Vril killing her, but I'm actually okay with them just kind of jumping ahead and getting that over with, because goddamn, I hated her after that last episode. She had no right calling herself a mother. Pacing of the episode was a little slow. I do think the pacing of the last episode was much more even. This episode had some moments that I think were just a little too drawn out. This was one of the longer episodes of the series as well, but I unfortunately did feel that length. Personally, I think one of the reasons you feel the length of some of these scenes is because there's very little Mother in this episode. And as much as I know it's an ensemble show, Mother's not the, singular main character, I still think she's probably the best character on the show. So to not see her around quite as much, like I said, it makes some of those other scenes feel a little lengthy. But the writing in almost every other regard was very strong, so I'm going to go for a 9 out of 10. And as a side note, I am going to start being much, much harder on shows and movies with my scoring. I feel like I'm just a little too lenient and nice about it. Like, I don't want to piss people off and be, like, super, super critical, but I just keep giving out too many 8s and 9s and everything, and to be quite frank, not all the things I've given 8s and 9s are really 8-9 worthy. So I'm going to get a little more critical, but I do think this episode's writing was just very, very, very good. Editing on this episode, I didn't notice anything, outstanding, but there were some solid techniques that were utilized. During Sue's, hallucination, that was a moment where there were a lot of excessively long takes that really built up the tension of, where the fuck is the leech? I just saw it on her face and now I don't see it anywhere. And they're just kind of holding on a single shot with her, specifically not turning around to show every single angle just to make you that more on edge. Like, it was very well done. Also, the editing during Vrill's revenge was quite, I want to say flashy, but it was very back and forth between quick cuts and slightly longer ones to let you feel the impact of certain deaths or moments. And given how sudden, everything just changes up there in that given moment, I like how there's a little bit of a burst in speed when it comes to the editing. So it was also, very well done. And I really appreciate that they were able to sell just how brutal and fucked up Decima's death was simply through the use of a cut. Just her about to slash her with the scalpel and then cut right to her holding her bloody hand. That was very smart, very well done. Could they have really gone the extra mile and shown her, being killed? Sure, but I think that would have just been gratuitous at that point. I was thoroughly horrified without it. So I'm going to do an 8 out of 10. Cinematography. Probably the thing I liked the most about this episode was the cinematography. The show's never had, bad cinematography by any means, but this episode had some shots that I was, floored by. I really, really liked. Number 1 for me was Paul and Sue silhouetted against the 3 moons in the background. I don't like that use of, the blue filter to make it pretend nighttime. But in that particular case, they actually utilized the sun, digitally covered it up with one of the moons so that you could actually see the light, shine around their silhouettes, in the dark kind of. It looked fantastic. Just the composition, the colors, that was perfect. That was so good. Also, that one shot of Vrill dragging Decima's dead body, I thought was fantastic as well, because again, it's just such a wide shot, just centered on this really horrible, horrible thing that's just happened. Solid use of very uncomfortable close-ups during the horror scene with Sue's hallucination. The cinematography was firing on all cylinders in this episode. I don't know what the director of photography was on during this one, but he clearly was oh, I'm making my name known. It's good for him. 10 out of 10. Sound design was also a very high point of this episode. There's a lot of really uneasy tension-based scenes in this one where the audience is intentionally not sure what the danger or problem could be coming from. And the music of this episode really reflected that. It's just constantly keeping you on edge. And I know there's some people that don't really like synthesized music, for whatever reason they might have. But I think for this show in particular, that is just so appropriate. And in this episode in particular, again, it just really sold it home that everything is all wrong. There is some seriously fucked up things going on right now. I just really, really liked it. So I'm gonna do another 10 out of 10. I know I said I'd be more critical, but I swear I think these categories were exceptionally strong this week. Acting. I think there were some really solid performances and some that were not quite as good. I'm very curious to see if the actor who plays Vril was actually the person doing all the stuff in this episode. Like, obviously there's the voice, but I wonder if she really put on like all the prosthetics and did all that, or if they got like a stunt double for it. Because I just thought the body motions of, you know, Terminator Vril were very, very good. Like, everything was just so precise and had a purpose to it. But there was also like a very chaotic nature to it. You could tell it was like a non-functioning android kind of situation. It was really good. Personally, I think the winner of the episode though is Niamh Algar. I think that's how you pronounce her name, the person playing Sue. Mostly for the hallucination scene, because I think she just played that off so well. Like, the paranoia, the panic, the frustration, the sorrow. Like, there was just so much she had to do for that, and she really, really killed it. But I do think the performance of Holly was a little spotty during some parts. Like, there were some actually impressive moments, but there were also a couple other parts where I was like, it feels forced. Obviously, it's a younger actor, so stuff like that is a little bit more forgiven, but I did notice. And since Holly did have like a very large part in this episode, it was more prominent than it normally would be, which is going to bring it down a bit. But because the other two performances were very, very strong, I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10. Costumes and makeup. This is where we're going to suffer a little. Again, I say it every week, the green and yellow, it looks awful. It looks really, really awful. I think they critically fucked up by having that be the like permanent season color scheme. In nature, yellow and green, it goes together. You know, flowers, trees. Brightly dyed clothes, nope. It looks like boogers. It looks awful. But the special effects makeup that they used on Vril, you know, for the torn off face and everything, and for Decima, you know, as fucked as that is, they both looked fantastic. Like, it looked so creepy and screwed up. Like, it was very, very good. That and the, you know, minute scarring that Paul had on like his neck and his cheek, I thought that was quite good as well. It was subtle enough to not be super in your face, but it was something to show like, yeah, he didn't just magically heal 100% overnight. Like, it almost was that, but they did give me a little something there, and it looked very real. But yeah, most of the costumes I think are designed very well, but the color schemes of almost all the costumes this season are just not fun to look at. And the makeup has been a little hit or miss on this show, but in this episode I think it was all hits for the makeup. But again, those costumes really drag it down for me, so I'm gonna do a 7 out of 10. Set design. A lot of the stuff we've seen here is, you know, again, stuff that we've already seen before. But I do really like the design of the interrogation room. I really like the design of the medical lab that they're trying to fix up Paul in. But I have to admit, the inside of the temple was kind of underwhelming. Like, I'm sure that's the point. It's supposed to be extremely plain, and, you know, that's not the purpose of it all. But for us to finally get the answer as to, you know, what's inside the temples, and it's just another pit and then a, you know, a little room, a plain little cave. Kind of boring, not super inspired, I don't think. And the other stuff is very good, but for them to have, you know, golden opportunity to show us something, you know, really cool, something we haven't seen before, they went for something that, you know, we've already seen a lot of. And since that's such a wasted opportunity, I'm gonna drop this whole score down to a 7 out of 10. And finally, the visual effects. From what I can recall, they were all very good in this one. I'm actually going to go through it real quick right now just to see if I missed anything. Like, there is a decent amount of special effects that are being utilized in the episode, and everything looks good. Some things slightly better than others. I thought the look of the, like, mermaid creature was very, very good. That looked pretty darn convincing. But I think it was slightly assisted by the fact that it was, you know, a nighttime moment. Because on the flip side, the later devolved human, you know, the land version of it, I thought that had a couple shoddy moments where I was like, looks a little fake. Specifically when the like tooth dust like absorbed into his face. At first it looked good, but then the final moments of it actually like seeping through his skin, I thought looked kind of meh. But as I said at the start, there were quite a few special effects in this episode that were pretty damn good. Couple that fell a little short. So I'll do a 7 out of 10. And that gives this episode an 8.3 out of 10. My personal enjoyment of the episode, I say, would be a little higher than that, but I think objectively that is fair. Specifically for a couple issues of it, being a little too TV, not quite elevated to like Hollywood level. And the fact that there are just so many damn questions they keep throwing at us without any answers at all. Regardless, I thought the episode was fantastic. It got me super excited for next week. Like, I gotta know what's gonna happen with Sue. I gotta know what's gonna happen with Tempest Baby. I gotta know what's gonna happen with this new android. Like, what's gonna happen when Mother finds out about that android? Is she just gonna be jealous, or is she gonna have a rival, a friend? So can't wait for the next one, and I will see you all there. And that's about it.